Are you getting the hang of that? Are you getting the hang of that? Because I'm not dressed yet for this show tonight. OK, tonight on the show... It's very, very good. Very good. Because all those people... You might get one of these. Because all these... Yeah, no, it's a hand, Baz. It's a hand. Anyway, on the show... On the show tonight... Yeah, please. On the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, we will be having some more Theremins explained, OK? And Cookie has just found out where her real talent lies. And also, I can't tell you how excited I am about this, we have managed to get Brian C. Williams on this show. Can you believe that? Brian C. Williams, yes! A lot of other shows have wanted Brian C. Williams. We have managed to get him, and he's on the show later. Cue titles! After all that martial arts last week, I felt we had to do something this week, you know, all that sort of kickboxing and stuff. I'm still in the mood. Anyway, tonight, I think we can surpass last week. I think we can surpass it. I'm not sure. We haven't got as much naked flesh on the programme tonight. But if things are flagging, Gary Jacobs said he'll take his clothes off, all right? So we've always got that to fall back on if things go wrong. But I was not kidding you when I said that we have got Brian C. Williams on the show tonight. Brian C. Williams! Yes! Oh, dear me, that is going to be so exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, the competition, first of all, please welcome Cookie! Thank you. Very good. And we've all got these badges which have been made for us. Very nice. Can you see this is Cookie over here, obviously. This is... It can't possibly be me, that. But it is, and Gary's got one. Point yours out. Just point it out there. OK, see Gary's? Cut to Gary's. Cut to Gary's. That's it. Cut to Gary. That's Gary. And then over here to Baz. Cut to Baz. There we are. Very good. And it was difficult, wasn't it, really, to tell which one was for which of us. But we did manage in the end. OK. Shall we do the competition? Let's have you not got a microphone? Talking to me. Oh, have you? Right. OK. 3rd of March winner, Mr. Please, Mr. Why take the mick out of me the whole time? Mr. B. Shipway from Blackpool won. And we hope he and whoever he takes, Cookie is available, whoever he takes on holiday is going to have a good time, don't we? Yep. Yes, we do. The competition this week, it's a great one this week. A great one. OK, you know the number. I'm not kidding. There is a holiday for 2 people, either in the Mediterranean or on the Canaries, and it's exciting. You've been there, haven't you? Yeah. But that's where you come from.
Sorry, Dad. No, carry on.
I thought you and Baz came, you were neighbours. Anyway, right. OK. All you have to do is answer this one simple question. The reason will become obvious later why we asked this question. Sorry. No. You are being terrible, aren't you?
It's just the boom and Cookie. What can a boy do, you know?
I mean, you are you work for a respectable newspaper and you behave... I mean, I can't believe it.
But I'm a man, James.
Yeah, but you keep on going on about how much of a man you are. Mike Mansfield said something very rude then. He said it's a complete fallacy. I don't know what he was talking about, but that's what he said.
How does he know?
The question, who played the DJ in the film Play Misty For Me? Who played the DJ in the film Play Misty For Me? Was it A, Alan Freeman, B, Clint Eastwood, or C, Tony Blackburn?
I did that very well, didn't
You did that very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, OK, take your boom off and you can come back and play with the Theremin a little later. Now, a bit of entertainment for you on the programme. Oh, the telephone number. Oh, yes, you're quite right. 0891 48 49 50. 0891 48 49 50. The phone lines are open till midnight on Sunday. As you know, we always want to have... Why am I shouting? Shut up, I want to talk softly. We strive to get new talent on the television for you. We strive to go and get new talent on the show. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But tonight, our first act appeared on this programme. Before anywhere else on television, wasn't it? They have now been approached by the BBC. They have been approached by Channel 4, and they will soon, I'm sure, be approached by the world. But we had them first. And they have a number. This is first time ever? First time ever? Yeah, first time ever. Doing a beautiful rendition of a lovely, lovely song called Motorcycle. Please, would you welcome Jupiter Joy! Yay!
Motorcycle girl on a girl on a girl on a motorcycle girl on a girl on a girl on a motorcycle. Well, she rode up from hell down to Memphis, Tennessee, for she thought it would be a fantastic place to be. Bleach, long blonde hair, black leather platforms high. People of the towns talked and called as she rode by. She rode by. She rode by. Girl on a motorcycle, flying fast as any night of the road cool. She's on a high, a natural high. Here comes that girl on a motorcycle, igniting the night with the light of a life, love. Boy, could she ride. Na, 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 na. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Girl on a motorcycle, girl on a girl on a girl on a motorcycle, girl on a girl on a girl on a motorcycle. Along Highway 57, astride a midnight Harley elevated to 7th Heaven. 7th Heaven glimpse the outer desert lands, golden drink sands with such enthusiasm. Mother Nature's the only lover capable of bringing orgasm. Her orgasm. Her orgasm. On a motorcycle, flying fast as any night of the road cool. She's on a high, a natural high. Here comes that girl on a motorcycle, igniting the night with the light of a light, love. And she can ride. Oh boy, can she ride? On a girl on a motorcycle, girl on a girl. Girl on a girl on a girl on a motorcycle. We all want to be free. We all want to be
Oh, brilliant! Jupiter Joy with the Saturn Ring Singers, their own composition, Girl on a Motorcycle. Recently, they have performed at a Doctor Who convention as well. I thought we'd throw that in. And they are a very hot property. Thank you very much indeed. I beg your pardon?
He lost the soft.
He lost his...
I lost my end.
You lost your end, dear. Thank you very much indeed. OK, right. On we go. On we go. Our next guest is... can I move that for a few minutes? We're going to be playing this a little later, but it's... Can I please welcome a man who has called himself the self-styled King of Sleaze, Mr. Derek Bothan! Have a seat there, Derek. Thank you very much indeed. Nice to see you. Good. Please sit down. Right. Now...
What I like about your show most of all, James, there's always so many beautiful women. There are more beautiful women in this show than there are in my office.
I have noticed that, Derek. I have noticed that. Now, Derek, of course, many people watch satellite television, appears sometimes in a bath on a late-night show there. telling you all about those things. But I thought we had sunk as low as we could sink when I was sent a copy of a magazine called Reader's Wives, and I had to put it in, and I thought, oh, God, a whole magazine. But apparently it sells 400,000 copies a month. For anybody who's in the journalist business, they will know that's a lot of magazines. And a lot of anything, really. 400,000, and I thought that was it. But there's a new magazine you brought out now that really does sink to new depths. It's called Amateur Video, and Derek will just explain exactly what it is.
Yes, what it actually is a magazine and a free video, which comes in a package. And the most beautiful thing about it is it's not just the magazine, the video. This is made for advertisement. We pay £20 a minute for every minute of home shot footage that's sent to us that we put on that cassette. And we expect to sell about 250,000 copies of that magazine within the next 10 days.
Now, not everybody has a video recorder at home, and you thought of that as well,
yes,
didn't you?
we did, James.
Yes.
We realised that a number of people with the current recession on wouldn't be able to afford a video camera, so we arranged for a guy called Andrew Cameron, known as Andy Cam, to come round your house and video you and still pay you £20 a minute.
So there, Mr. Andy Cam down there. Let's have a look at Andy Cam. How are you, Andy?
I'm fine, thank you,
Okay,
James.
and is that your machine there?
This is my trusty machine.
So basically, just explain your job description for us. What do you do?
Well, it's only an hour show, but basically I will go along to any couple or
Yes.
young girl who wants to be in a video, and I will shoot them.
You will shoot them
I will
on
shoot
film?
them. I will shoot them with my equipment.
Yeah, and is your mother happy about this?
I haven't told her yet.
You haven't, no. And have you made many of these videos?
We've done quite a few.
Have
We're
you?
getting quite good now.
Derek, okay. Derek, if slightly serious side, I mean, how would you feel, or how would anyone else feel, if you saw your daughter or your mother in a video like this? I mean, it is going to be quite... You know, you're going to have any kind of quality control at all?
No, basically. And I think the thing is that all I would say is if my mum wanted to be in it, good luck to her. In fact, we have a magazine that caters for the elderly and the old age pensioners. And if my daughter was 18 and said she wanted to be in Penthouse or any of the other magazines, I wouldn't have a problem with that myself. No.
I'm interested. Our legal eagle there laughed very loudly, Gary Jacobs, when he threw his head back. Now, you've got daughters. Would you be keen on it or not?
I would not like my daughters to do anything for Derek except represent him.
You've got children of your own?
Yes, I do, and a daughter.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you not... it's not the sort of thing you talk about around the dinner table afterwards, is it?
It is the thing I talk about around the dinner table, not with the children, but certainly with guests. And I would say that I've been doing this kind of work for about 2.5 years. And I would say that I've only actually ever been to one dinner party where anybody was affronted by what I did. Most are very curious. And that was the wife of a senior executive in a very large company.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he was in one of the magazines, I suppose.
No, he was fine. But
now, we've got a couple here somewhere, haven't we? Where are they down? Where are the couple who've appeared in this magazine? You stay there, Derek. I want to go and have a chat to them. I mean, down here, right. OK, now, you have appeared in this magazine, or you sent in a video. I mean... how are you going to feel if the neighbours see it?
I think people should do what they want to do. I don't think they should be afraid of what other people think.
Yeah? I mean, what about you? I mean...
It doesn't bother me at all. I'd ask them if they wanted to buy a copy.
You would?
Yeah.
You don't think that maybe I mean, Baz has got a grin almost as big as the M25 at the moment. But, I mean, a serious point. I mean, do you think that it's open to abuse here, that people could actually be filming someone who wasn't going to give their consent?
If they weren't going to give their consent to be filmed, then they shouldn't be filmed to start with. It's got to be...
But, you know, somebody might do it for fun, and then before you know where you are, you've made your 20 quid, Derek's got hold of it, and he's got all the pieces of paper signed, and you can't get it back.
Well, no, because they always ask your permission first.
Yeah?
They always ask for any releases, they always ask your permission.
In writing?
Yeah.
You look a little shy, may I say, on the programme tonight. I mean, you look as if you're a little worried coming here and talking about it to me. I think you're very brave. Thank you very much indeed. Derek, I don't know what to say to you, really, but I'll think of something by the end of the programme. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of sleaze, Mr. Derek Bothan! Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how those sort of items go so quickly? Right. Please welcome, first time on television, a band, a completely female band. I was trying to think, who was the name of that all-female band from Scotland with the bagpipes and everything else? was the name of that band?
I can't remember. Tartan Titters or something. What was it called? No. I can't remember. I don't know, James.
They were the something... the Dagenham Girl Pipers, weren't they? The Dagenham...
I was thinking of something sleazy.
Yeah,
they're respectable.
I was trying to take the tone of the programme up. Please, would you welcome singing She and the Liar, Morty Vicar? Yeah! There we are, The Liar and Me from, I think that's a great name for a band, Morty Vicar. Thank you very much indeed. They'll be back a little later. Before we go to the break, who played Misty, or who played the DJ in the film Play Misty for Me? Was it A, Alan Freeman, B, Clint Eastwood, or C, Tony Blackburn? And if you know, ring us on 0891 48 49 50, and you could win that holiday for two people we have to give away this week in the Canaries or on the Mediterranean. Join us again in a couple of minutes. OK, Joel is our artiste tonight. Don't know where the other one got to. He didn't turn up last week. He's not turned up this week. You all right, Joel?
All right,
you're right. I'm very well. I'm very well. And you've been doing a marvellous job here. Just if Derek Bothan comes up and wants to commission you, charge him a lot of money. 400,000 copies a month. A lot of money. Don't forget, Brian C. Williams is on the show later. Yes! Oh, it's great to be on TV. How are you in TV land? Up at this time of night. Well, now some history. The theremin, OK? The theremin is the only musical instrument that you play without actually touching it. It's also apparently the most difficult instrument to play. Sorry? OK, fine. What's wrong, Michael? Did you say? My microphone's falling off, my pen's dropped on the floor. Do you know, we've had terrible trouble tonight. All those little things that happen do happen. So I just, excuse me if I just clip it on. And you've got the micro. Anyway, the theremin. To go back to the theremin, very, very, very difficult to play. Leo Theremin actually appeared in the US and in Europe. He invented it, of course, back in 1920. He was a Russian. Then the KGB took him back to Russia, funnily enough, and he was never heard of before. Please would you welcome Richard Cole and Tony Hake, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that was a brief history, Richard. Was that
very
okay?
Brief.
It was
very brief, just about right, yes.
Okay, but it has a bit of a cult thing for science fiction movies.
Very much so. The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Thing from Outer Space, Forbidden Planet, all use theremins in the soundtrack.
A lot of people may think this, you know, you're just trying to take the mick and this isn't a real instrument, but it is a real instrument.
Real,
fact,
musical instrument.
You got interested when you saw a documentary on it, didn't you?
I got interested in it, in fact, before that, about 10 years ago, when Bob Moe came to London to the Science Museum and presented a series of lectures about electronic music, and he played a theremin, and I was hooked.
Now, Tony, you are a retired electronics and communication engineer. And what a mouthful that is. You're now making these to sell as a commercial is that right?
Well, not quite yet. I'm hoping eventually to get into that position. At the moment, I've got about 4 prototypes and a design which is suitable for going into production, and we hope to achieve that in a month or two's time.
Now, a number of people have actually shown interest in the pop world. In this, and
indeed.
Who's been using it recently?
Well, Paul Weller has had this very machine at his studios for this very one. This one, indeed.
I'm touching it?
Yes,
okay.
yes,
fine. Yes.
And,
have you heard what he managed to get out of it yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting with bated breath, as they say.
Now, there are a couple of people who can play this fantastically. We haven't got any of them. Not that you can't, Richard, but you are...
I'm not fantastic, and I'm first to admit it.
Now, Lydia Carvina is on the line. I think she's on the line now. Hello, Lydia.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Now, Lydia, you can't see us here, and we can't see you there. You, where are you at the moment, by the way?
Yes, I'm in Hamburg.
In Hamburg?
Yes.
Oh, good, good. Just in your bedroom or in the hall? Where in the house?
Oh, it's in the office.
Just so we can imagine you. In that, where was that? Oh, in the office. You're in the office. I thought. Now, your great uncle taught you to play the theremin, didn't he?
Yes, it was.
And what did other people think when you played it? Did they mind, or did they think you were sort of...
Oh, it's a few people.
They understood. What did he think of his invention, do you know?
So Leon Theremin felt that the theremin was the most important of his inventions because it was great musical and cultural significance.
Right. How would you describe the emotional effect of playing this family instrument?
Oh, it's difficult to compare the theremin with to other instruments because the sound and playing technique is absolutely unique. If anything, the theremin most resembles the singing voice, and that the affinity between the musician and his instrument is as direct as the affinity of the singer to his one voice.
Now, I should point out, which I didn't, that Leo Theremin was your great-uncle.
Yes.
Okay, and you met him, did you?
Oh, yes, of course. He has taught me.
Mm. Okay. Now, I thank you for talking to us. It's a shame you can't... When you're in London, you must come and play for us, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you promise?
So...
Great.
Why
Lydia,
not?
thank you very much indeed. Say bye-bye to Lydia.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Lydia. Bye-bye, Lydia. Thank you. Lydia can't be here. Now, Richard is going to play a little something for us on the theremin tonight. And this is, you know, you don't see this often on television. There are no keys or anything. It's just a question of feel, isn't it?
That's right.
You feel your theremin.
Not only do you have to make the music, but you have to actually make the notes as well.
Right.
Which you don't on a piano, of course. They're there tucked away in the instrument. But let's see if we can get something.
OK. We're going to hush and go over here, and we're going to leave it to you.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Cole. Just before we... That was, Richard, that was terrific. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, James.
I know, when I first heard about it, I had a smile on my face, I have to tell you. But it has a beautiful sound.
It's a very haunting sound.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And perhaps we'll hear more of it. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Baz. Oh, come on. Good. I'll do that again. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Baz. That was fascinating. That was
Oh, yeah, very interesting.
Because I'd never heard of it. I mean,
Like
someone's going to come and play with his theremin. I wonder what on earth they were talking about.
Indeed. Our rating.
Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams is about two inner-city kids. It's a documentary, by the way. 2 hours, 51 minutes. In America, the only way out of the ghetto is, unless you've got a law degree, unless you're a boxer like Mike Tyson, is to play basketball. These two kids in this movie play basketball. They want to be superstars. They want to be the Michael Jordans of the future. The problem is that everyone else, their parents, their coaches, their teachers, their siblings, invest their desire in these boys. There's a lot of pressure. It's a great movie. It's about American dreams, American tragedies. Shall we have a clip?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we have a clip? Let's have a clip right here.
Sophomore year, I was just carefree. If it could be done, I was gonna do it. I wish I could get that attitude back.
Hold up, that's crap. That is dog shit crap. Why do you have to do something unnecessarily? If you would have kept it over here, William, look at me. If you would have kept it over here, wide, you could have gone all the way. What is that crap, the shovel pass?
Oh, well, that looked interesting.
I tell you, I saw this movie in the States, and I thought, am I going to sit through this nearly 3 hours? I tell you, within 20 minutes, I was absolutely hooked. And
3 hours?
3 hours, and you want to know what happens next. I think they're going to make a sequel. It's a real life, James. It's a fascinating movie. It's poetic, and you must see it.
Well,
Seriously.
that's the first time I've seen you for weeks
Seriously.
being moved. I mean, I haven't seen you being this
sat
moved
there
for
and
weeks.
I thought, geez, it's not, and you know, someone said, oh, it's because they're black. Nothing to do with it. It's just about people striving for something else. One of the mothers in the film said something very interesting. She says, I don't necessarily want my son to be a big star. I just want him to reach the age of 18. Because in America, of course, if you're African-American, it's very difficult to reach the age of 18.
So it's a heartening film.
It's a heartening film. It's inspirational.
And it's on release over here at the moment.
It's a majestic movie.
Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
Fantastic.
Go and see it.
OK. More tea?
More tea.
Morty Vicar, ladies and gentlemen, tonight.
I'd like to get to know your mind. Maybe we can be truly kind. I've been watching you all night, not knowing if the time was right. You got to give me a sign.
Morty Vicar. And tonight, thank you very much indeed. Before the break, and don't forget Brian C. Williams still to come on the programme tonight. What's the competition? Oh, yeah. Who played the DJ in the film Play Misty for Me? Was it Alan Freeman, Clint Eastwood or Tony Blackburn? The number to ring, 0891 48 49 50, and the lines are open till midnight on Sunday. Come right back. What a great show. Marvellous. I was just talking about the show. Joe, who were you talking about?
I'm talking about Keith, a
what
great
about Keith?
artiste.
Is he?
He should be an
Keith?
Yeah, I mean,
he's an artiste?
He is. He knows how to turn and twist and whatever else.
Might be able to get him a part in a film or something.
Well, there's a show down the road called Highland Fling. Give him a kilt and he could be the star.
Have another go. Go on, Keith. Do
Go
another.
on, have a fling,
go on.
Keith.
Do we want him to go? Yes! Go on. Oh, beautiful mover. Beautiful mover. And, of course, that lovely sweeping shot across
it's
the
the
audience.
Twirl, isn't it? It's the twirl.
Yeah, I mean, balletic.
Balletic.
Mike said balletic.
Yeah, indeed, a pas de what's it?
Pas de deux.
Yes,
Pas de deux.
yes,
In the first
yes.
position, probably.
In the first position and caboose to the third.
I would think there's no
Yes.
question about that.
Classical.
OK, again this week we haven't got Jerry with us, unfortunately. It's been competition before we do that.
quiet.
Competition. OK, your chance to win that a week for two people, either in the Mediterranean or at the Canary Islands. All you have to do is answer this simple question. Serious competition. Somebody thought, it's a joke. It's funny that. It's a serious... We are giving a holiday
It's
away.
legit,
If you want
it's
it,
legit.
have a go. OK, who played the DJ in the film Play Misty for Me? Was it A, Alan Freeman, B, Clint Eastwood, or C, Tony Blackburn? 0891 48 49 50 is the phone number to ring, and that number is available until midnight on Sunday. Hardly any time now. Whoa! It's Billy over here. Billy, we were going to have a look at her video, but... Well, we haven't got time. It's a shame. We really hoped we were going to show their video, but no.
I was
we're not,
looking forward to seeing it,
Yeah.
actually.
Jerry is not with us. Jerry is not with us. So you breathe easy. Jerry's not with us tonight.
I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too.
I don't want to insult.
He is over there in Dublin, and he's probably having a good time at this moment. Knowing Jerry, he'll have found some little establishment which will keep him entertained.
I'm sure.
Shall we see where he is?
Why not?
Let's hope and pray now that the satellite link is functioning. Jerry, are you there?
Hi James, the satellite link is working very well indeed, and I'm joined live in Dublin with the Foreign Minister of Ireland, Dick Spring. Mr. Spring, thank you very much for joining us.
Glad to join you.
The sort of people who'll be watching this programme really don't know, I suspect, what the framework agreement is all about. Can you explain? Is this a betrayal, as some unionists say, or what?
Absolutely not. We've had a conflict in Northern Ireland for many years. Both governments have been working together through the Anglo-Irish Agreement, through the Downing Street Declaration, and now through the Joint Framework Document. What we have done is set out our best views on the situation in Northern Ireland and offering a path for the future. It doesn't threaten anybody, it doesn't coerce anybody, it's not a blueprint, it is merely a document to bring participants in Northern Ireland to the negotiating table and hopefully to work with both governments to bring about a solution. Firstly, an agreement which can underpin democratic institutions, and obviously we want to build on the peace that's in Northern Ireland at the present time.
Yes. But what about sitting round the table, ministers in Sinn Féin? What preconditions should there be, do you think, before that should happen?
I think we want to avoid preconditions. We've got to bring people to the table. There are still some people who are sceptical about those who have been involved in violence on both the Republican and Loyalist sides. We take them at face value. The ceasefires have now lasted almost 7 months. We want to ensure that there'll be no resorting to violence again. That obviously means we have to have negotiations, and I think the sooner we have negotiations to bring all the parties to the table, the better for everybody.
Yeah. The much vexed question that everyone is asking is the decommissioning of weapons. They don't feel terribly happy sitting around a table with people who've got tons of Semtex and armaments, which they could use at the drop of a hat. How do we get around that particular problem, do you think?
Well, I think that's very understandable, the views that have been expressed by people. What we have said is that the weapons have to be taken out of commission, and obviously now that the conflict is over, there's no further use for those weapons, or there's no reason to have those weapons. We've got to find some modalities by which we can take them out of circulation. That's what both governments will be working to achieve in the coming months, and hopefully that can be done.
Yes. Articles 2 and 3, a lot of people, never mind the phone. Articles 2, and this is live television. Articles 2 and 3, a lot of people probably don't know what Articles 2 and 3 are. Could you explain very briefly and what your government's plans are for them?
Well, Articles 2 and 3 are a statement in our Constitution in relation to the reunification of the territory, the island of Ireland. Over the years, the Unionist population have said that they feel threatened by those articles, particularly since a High Court judgment in the mid-80s. We have said that we will change our constitutional position. We will enshrine the principle of consent, that change can only come about by consent. At the same time, we will protect the birthright of people born on this island to be part of the larger Irish nation. We've said we're going to do that. The British government have said they'll make constitutional change, but these will obviously be parts of an overall agreement. But from our point of view, we want to show our bona fides, our good faith, that we want to make the moves that people have been looking for many years.
So at the end of the day, in simple terms, who is going to decide the future of Northern Ireland? Is it going to be the politicians? Are the people going to be bounced into something like the Anglo-Irish Agreement?
Well, the people aren't going to be bounced into anything. I would say that ultimately the future of Northern Ireland is in the hands of the people of Northern Ireland and their leaders. It's for them to work it out. Both governments will obviously assist wherever we can.
So a referendum?
A referendum in the north, but you must have the agreement first. You must have the agreed programme, a programme that will get cross-community support. We know that there are divisions between those who aspire to a united Ireland and those who want to remain firmly within the Union. We've got to find a compromise situation that allows everybody to live within democratic institutions in Northern Ireland, and that's a matter for the people of Northern Ireland.
Mr. Spring, you're one of the architects of the peace process. You've been in this a very long time. How optimistic are you that the ceasefire is going to hold?
Well, I think we have seen enormous progress in recent times, and it's now our responsibility, and I say ours, the political leadership in the north, political leadership in Dublin and London, to ensure that there's no going back to violence. I would be optimistic that we can deliver that, and we've all got to work for that.
Do you have any indications that there are any splits in Sinn Féin IRA, or do you think that Gerry Adams and Martin McGuinness does speak for those people or represent them?
We take it that President of Sinn Féin, Mr Adams, and Mr McGuinness represent the Sinn Féin organisation, and they want to be involved in democratic politics and inclusive negotiations.
Mr Spring, thank you for sparing the time. It's much appreciated. And
thank you.
Back to James in the studio.
Thank you very much indeed, Gerry, and we will look forward to seeing you here in flesh to tell us more about it next week.
I can't wait.
Okay. Now, I've been teasing you a lot about Brian C. Williams, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because you didn't think I could get Brian C. Williams on the show.
He was some icon. Is that
yeah,
right?
he's
an
Brian C. Williams.
Yeah, he's a star.
Brian C. Williams.
I know, it's great.
Brian C. Williams.
He's in the Streisand Sinatra class.
Exactly. Larry Adler says of him, well, he's speechless. And Brian C. Williams would like to describe himself as a musical dramatist. We are very... Why the back of my head? That's not a good shot. That's... Okay. We are very lucky tonight to have Brian C. Williams here. For you at home, I hope you've got your video recorders on for this. This is a moment in television history. Please, ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome the incredible, the amazing, the entertaining Brian C. Williams! Yes! Well, Brian! 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 Thank you, Brian! Oh, Brian! Ladies and gentlemen, Brian, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for honouring us with your presence.
That's okay.
Thank you. Baz can hear the exclusive for the mail afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Would you please take it away? And for us, we're going to be hooked on everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. see this. See this. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian C. Williams. Please, Brian, this is a historic moment. Brian, I have to tell you, Brian wrote and said that all he ever wanted in life was to be a star and to have a great... Didn't you? and he's just retired from being a railway signalman, and he's played the harmonica for years, and it's terrific. Actually, Baz would say he's great. He's very, very good. And Brian, I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy that?
Indeed I did.
Do you think you could live with that sort of appreciation all the time?
Yes, I do. Yes, I can.
I'm overcome as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian C. Williams. Terrific. I'm here. I'm over here. How are we doing? Do you know, it was great. Jim fixed it. Wasn't he wonderful? We don't need that spare chair, do we? All right. Let's get into the... Baz, thank you. No. It's Gary's turn now. Into the letters.
I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Into the letters.
It's getting difficult.
It's really very difficult, isn't it? I have to teach you how to read. Listen to this one. Dear Gary, can you advise me? From a well-known lingerie company, I purchased a pair of fancy lace knee-length bloomers. On the first day I wore them, I went out shopping in a well-known department store. As I browsed around the store, my knicker elastic snapped and the bloomers fell down around my ankles. The baggy material hindered my steps, causing me to lose balance and topple over. I fell against the corner of the shop counter. I, in the fall, bashed my face, cracked my cheekbone and blackened an eye. I was off work for 2 months. Who can I sue? The lingerie company, the department store, or the elastic maker? Well, very interestingly, I don't think you can sue anybody. I think you've only got yourself to blame. But I will be giving you a private call. It's some sort of escort agency, I think.
This is a letter. This is a serious letter from Lindy St. Clair.
I didn't want to say that.
Oh, sorry. Well, Lindy, it's nice to know you're watching the programme and he will give you his fullest attention.
I will phone you afterwards and I promise you...
I think that's sad. I hope you're all right.
I hope you're all right. I saw you a couple of weeks ago. You look
Get
very
on
well
with
then.
it, thank you.
Somebody is very concerned they're taking £2.30 a week out of their income support in respect of a flat where she didn't live. She's written to the Queen, the Prime Minister, Social Services, CAB, solicitors and me.
And you are the only one able to help, don't tell me.
The answer is, quite simply, if you were getting income support on the basis of living at a particular address at the time and you weren't living there, then you probably may not have been entitled to the amount of income support or to the housing benefit you were claiming. So be thankful that they're not coming back for money that you might otherwise not have been entitled to.
One more quickie?
Yes, we have a letter here from somebody who is very, very concerned about the situation where you can sue for racial harassment, you can sue for sexual harassment. But what if the office manager and the line manager harass you, try to sack you and you win an appeal, but afterwards you become so stressed you cannot work? I actually think you may well be able to sue your employer for the damage caused by stress. A local authority was recently sued for causing stress to a social worker, and I think this person from Romford in Essex, Jason, you have a very serious case. You should pursue it.
Gary, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gary Jacobs, thank you very much. Right. I have a couple of seconds before the end of the programme. It's been a night to remember. I have been touched by Brian C. Williams and the audience here in the studio, their response and meeting the Theremin and everything else. Quick reminder, if you would like to write to us, could you move my bike out? I want to go in a few. Could you move it out of the way? The address to the James Whale Show, MMTV, 5 to 7 Carnaby Street, London, thingy-bob. OK, if you'd like any help from Gary, or if you'd like to be on the programme, if you do something strange. Actually, it's raining outside. I don't think I'm going to take that. Thank you have a nice evening. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you do. Are we going? Are we? Should we? OK. Yeah. All right. OK. Enjoy. So have a party or something. We're going off. Where's Cook? OK. Right. Bye.